ready to jump into like the matrix of gaming, or, well, at least the AI part of it. I mean, today we're going deep on how artificial intelligence is changing the game. Literally. Forget those clunky robots from like way back when this is next level stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like AI went from this niche tech thing to like totally transforming how games are made and played even.
We've got this super interesting article we're looking at today from DX Today blog. It's called Leveling Up, the Impact of AI on Game Development and Player Experience.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
And let me tell you, it's got my brain buzzing with all the possibilities.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really good like overview of where we're at right now with AI in gaming. We can we'll break it all down, how it's used and like the really innovative stuff that's happening right now, and then what it all means for, gamers like you.
So one thing that always kind of bugged me was how predictable those non-player characters were. The NPCs, it's like you knew exactly what they were going to do every single time. But this article says that AI is changing all that.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, remember those old games where the enemies would just like follow the same path over and over and over again? But now developers are using AI techniques like neural networks to make them way smarter.
Neural networks. Okay, now that sounds kind of complicated.
It's simpler than it sounds. Just imagine like teaching a computer to learn like we do. So with neural networks, developers basically feed the AI like tons and tons of data about player behavior, game situations, all that. And the AI uses that data to, make decisions on the fly, which means that the NPCs can react to your actions in way more like surprising ways than before.
So it's like they're actually thinking for themselves.
In a way, yeah. Well, at least they're simulating thought processes in a much more believable way. Makes those interactions feel a lot more dynamic and realistic for sure. And then there's genetic algorithms, which take things up another like whole other level.
Okay, hold on. Genetic algorithms. You're going to have to explain this one.
Okay, so think of it like this. In some games, you'll notice that enemies get tougher, or they like adapt their strategies the more you play.
Right.
That's often driven by genetic algorithms. So essentially, the AI kind of evolves its tactics over time by matching successful strategies from previous encounters. It's just like genes being passed down through generations.
So every time I play, the enemies are learning and getting better. Man, now that's a challenge.
Exactly. And that's like one example, this DX Today blog article. It goes on to talk about how some games are using genetic algorithms to actually like shape the difficulty of the game in real time based on how you're playing.
Hold on. So the game adjusts how hard it is, like on the fly, based on my skills. Okay, how does that work? Tell me more.
Okay, imagine you're just like breezing through a level, right? So the AI might detect that and then subtly make things tougher, maybe give enemies better aim or make the puzzles a little more complex. But if you're really struggling, it could, ease up a bit, maybe give you a well-timed health pack or make that one tricky jump a little bit easier.
Whoa. So it's like having a personal trainer, but for gaming, pushing me to improve, but also making sure I don't like rage quit. That's wild.
Yeah, it's really wild. And honestly, we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do for in-game experiences.
Okay, so we've covered how AI makes enemies way smarter and can even adjust the difficulty of the game as you're playing. But this article also mentions something called procedural generation. Am I picturing like some kind of robot factory just churning out levels?
You're not far off. So procedural generation is basically like having an AI assistant that helps you build out those massive sprawling game worlds that like you can just get lost in, So instead of like artisan designers having to like handcraft every single tree and rock and building, procedural generation lets developers just set certain rules and parameters, and then the AI fills in all the rest.
Okay, so instead of spending who knows how many hours like placing every single blade of grass, they can use AI to create these vast and dynamic worlds. That's incredible, but how does that actually work? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine like playing a game set in a vast galaxy.
Okay.
With procedural generation, the developers, they don't have to design every single planet by hand.
Yeah.
They create a system where the AI can, let's say, generate unique planets with different biomes, creatures, even storylines, all based on certain parameters that they set, ahead of time.
So every time you like warp to a new star system, boom, there's a whole new world to explore. And it's all thanks to AI that's like next level world building.
But wouldn't that lead to, I mean, wouldn't that lead to some pretty weird, wacky stuff?
It definitely can. But that's part of the beauty of it. Procedural generation often leads to those unexpected and like really memorable moments that make you go, wait, that just happened.
Yeah.
You know?
I could definitely see the appeal for players and developers. It's like this AI-powered toolbox is opening up this whole new world of possibilities for gaming.
Absolutely. It's letting game creators build bigger, more complex, and more replayable worlds than ever before. And this is still so early. We're only just beginning to explore the potential of AI in game development.
Okay, so we've talked about AI building these like insane worlds and making enemies smarter and stuff, but what about the actual stories in games? Can AI like help with that too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's like one of the most exciting areas, actually.
Yeah, it's super cool. Remember how we were talking about procedural generation, like creating those unique planets? Imagine that same concept, but applied to quests and storylines.
So instead of having the same like quest line every time I play, the AI could just whip up something new every time.
Exactly.
Cam me up.
Yeah, developers are like already experimenting with AI that can weave together story elements and objectives, even dialogue based on like your choices and actions in the game.
Yeah.
It's like having a dungeon master who's constantly adapting the campaign,
Yeah.
based on how you play.
That would be incredible. No more like cookie cutter quests. Like
Yeah.
every playthrough could feel like a completely like unique adventure.
Exactly.
Like, man, I'm already hooked.
Yeah, and it's not just about like creating entirely new stories from scratch. AI can also be used to like tailor existing narratives, to your play style.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you're playing like an RPG, and you tend to make decisions that lean towards like a more diplomatic approach.
Right.
The AI could pick up on that and then adjust the story, like to give you more opportunities for, negotiation and alliance building.
So it's like the game is constantly analyzing how I play and like adjusting the story to make it feel more like personalized.
Exactly. It's all about creating a more immersive and engaging experience.
Yeah.
By making you feel like your choices really, truly matter. And it goes beyond just dialogue options or quest outcomes. Imagine a game where even the characters you encounter, the relationships you build are influenced by the AI.
Wow. So the NPCs I meet, the friends I make, even the enemies I face, all shaped by my choices and the AI kind of reacting to them.
Yeah.
That's like next level.
It is. And it brings up this whole new dimension of like role playing,
Yeah.
When you know that the game world is adapting to you in such a dynamic way. We're talking about games that feel truly alive, where your actions have like real consequences, and the lines between like player and story, they just become wondrously blurred.
It all sounds amazing, but I have to imagine there are some challenges too, right? I mean, AI is like powerful stuff. Are there any downsides to all this?
Oh yeah, for sure. You're right to be cautious. I mean, AI in gaming, just like any new technology, it has its potential downsides. I think one of the biggest hurdles is making sure these AI systems are designed responsibly, and don't end up creating like unfair or frustrating experiences for players.
What do you mean? Can you give me an example?
Yeah. Let's go back to that example of a game like adjusting its difficulty based on your skill level.
Okay.
Cool concept in theory, right? But what if the AI gets it wrong? What if it makes the game too easy? Then you get bored.
Right.
Or too hard, and then you get frustrated and quit.
That's a really good point. It's all about finding that right balance, isn't it? Making the game challenging but not impossible, rewarding but not like predictable. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's not always easy to get right. It requires a lot of fine-tuning and testing to make sure the AI is actually like enhancing the gameplay experience, not hindering it.
So it's a bit of a tightrope walk for developers. They need to like harness the power of AI, but make sure that it doesn't like take away from the core gameplay experience or make things feel too artificial.
You've hit the nail on the head. The goal is to use AI in a way that feels seamless and natural. So players are just enjoying the game without even realizing how much is happening behind the scenes.
Right.
It's about creating those wow moments, those unpredictable experiences that stick with you long after you've put the controller down.
Yeah. It's like that saying, right? Like the best AI is the AI you don't even notice because it's just seamlessly enhancing the experience.
Totally. Totally.
But speaking of the future, this DX Today blog article, it hinted at some seriously mind-blowing possibilities down the line. What's got you most excited about the future of AI in gaming?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Honestly, it's hard to pick just one thing. Um, but I think the potential for like truly immersive VR experiences is huge. Like imagine, you know, strapping on a VR headset, right?
Right.
And stepping into a world that's practically indistinguishable from reality, all thanks to AI.
Okay, now you're just messing with me. Indistinguishable from reality.
No,
Cute.
I'm serious. Like we're already seeing AI being used to create like incredibly detailed, realistic environments.
Right.
But imagine that combined with like all the advancements in VR technology. You know, we could be talking about games where you can feel the wind on your skin, you can smell the rain in the air, and interact with characters that feel like genuinely alive.
Yeah.
All thanks to the power of AI.
Okay, I'll admit that's pretty amazing. But let's say the tech like catches up. Are there any, I don't know, any limitations to what AI can create within these virtual worlds?
I think that's the really exciting part. With AI, like the only limit is our imagination.
Wow.
Imagine games that can like adapt to your emotions in real time.
Okay.
So, you know, if you're feeling brave, the game might throw like tougher challenges your way. But if it senses you're getting frustrated, it could subtly adjust the pacing or the difficulty just to kind of, you know, keep you engaged. We're talking about a whole new level of personalized storytelling.
So basically the game, it becomes like a reflection of you, your choices, even your emotions. That's both amazing and a little bit like scary, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely blurs the lines a bit. But that's where the deep dive gets really interesting, right? As AI in gaming kind of evolves, we'll need to have conversations about, you know, the ethical implications, about what it means to create these incredibly immersive and personalized like experiences.
Yeah.
But there's no denying the potential is there to revolutionize how we play and experience games.
Absolutely. It's like AI is leveling up the entire gaming world, from like the tiniest details to the biggest, most immersive experiences.
And to think this is just the beginning. Like it's an exciting time to be a gamer, that's for sure.
You got that right. So the next time you're, I don't know, battling a particularly clever boss or exploring a breathtakingly beautiful game world, take a moment to appreciate the hidden world of AI, like working behind the scenes.
It's shaping the future of gaming in ways we probably haven't even begun to imagine.
I know I will. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of AI and gaming. Until next time.